Why pandas are impressively bad at existing.
I think it's easy to look at a panda
I
and
love this
forget
account.
it's an actual real animal. It's hard to conceive that the incredible forces of evolution that create highly effective, lethal predators would turn one into this? And for all the creationists that are inevitably frothing to write a comment about how this is proof that animals are created and not evolved, why would our Lord Creator create something so terrible? This spherical ball of evolutionary mistakes is clinging to existence. And while this is very sad...
She's showing her face now? Oh my god, face reveal! Look at that!
Because they are very cute, they don't necessarily garner a ton of sympathy when you learn just how bad they are at being animals. Pandas have evolved to eat a very narrow range of food. A range so narrow, it's basically just one thing: bamboo. A plant that has almost no nutritional value and is full of cyanide. It's so toxic that pretty much all other animals avoid it. And it's so nutritionally deficient that they have to spend up to 12 hours a day, almost all of their waking hours, eating enough of it to survive. And for a bear, this makes even less sense. They're members of the Ursidae family, related to grizzly bears, polar bears, and black bears. Every other species in the Ursidae family eats meat, either as omnivores or as obligate carnivores like polar bears. And scientists think that pandas need to eat so much bamboo that in the wild they have to keep their distance from one another to get enough. This means that they can have a hard time finding a mate. This contributes to pandas having an exceedingly low birth rate, which contributes to the fact that
I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, let me go back like 10 seconds, sorry.
This means that they can have a hard time with their distance, that pandas need to eat so much bamboo that in the wild they have to keep their distance from one another to get enough. This means that they can have a hard time finding a mate. This contributes to pandas having an exceedingly low birth rate, which contributes to the fact that they are this close to not existing anymore. And on top of this uphill battle that they've already created for themselves, they act as if they have absolutely no survival instincts hardwired into their brains. They fall off and get stuck in trees, and just generally act like every day is their first day on Earth. And on top of this, one of their favorite hobbies is poop. They poop over 40 times a day, and given the chance, pandas will absolutely cover themselves in horse poop. I'm talking head to toe, full body immersion.
Oh, these niggas are fucking dirty. Oh my god, he's covering himself in horse poop. Ew, bro.
The official term for a group of pandas is an embarrassment of pandas. And even if they are lovable, it sure seems like they are an evolutionary accident that maybe came about just for our amusement.
They lost some respect for me.
But as we all know, evolution doesn't work like that. Everything evolves for some reason, but how is being a clumsy idiot beneficial? And why would they evolve to eat the worst thing imaginable?
This shit look like a damn commercial.
And why are they absolutely obsessed with poop?
That's fucking nasty, bro. They're like the pigs of fucking bears.
Giant pandas are herbivorous bears native to the bamboo forests of South Central China. And although they are members of the Ursidae family, they have taken a unique evolutionary path. Around 40 million years ago, the ancestors of bears split away from the other caniforms. Then, around 23.4 million years ago, the Ursidae family split in two. The genus Ailuropoda was all alone on one branch, and this is what pandas evolved from. All the other bear species evolved on the other side of that branch. And as pandas continued to evolve, they did something truly baffling. They evolved to stop eating meat, transitioning to eating almost exclusively bamboo. Scientists assume this happened between 6 to 7 million years ago, and they make that assumption about the timing because of one adaptation they seemed to have gained that allowed for better bamboo manipulation, a pseudo-thumb. This is like a whole extra weird little thumb. Essentially, one of their wrist bones grew extra large so that it curves in an opposite direction as the other 5 of their fingers. The thumb isn't as widely useful as a human thumb, but it's perfect for grasping bamboo. But at first glance, suddenly adapting to only eat bamboo fundamentally makes no sense. And in most ways, pandas still look like the other bears. They have sharp claws and sharp canines. Even their guts still resemble the gut of other carnivores. When we look at carnivores versus herbivores,
I can't believe they like
have
shit.
much shorter and simpler digestive tracts. That's because their high-protein diet requires a lot less digestion time to extract all the nutrients they need. Herbivores take longer to digest plant foods because there are higher levels of indigestible materials, like cellulose,
What if you give them
the
meat,
main
will they eat
structural
them?
molecule in
I
plant
don't think
cells.
so.
It's tough and hard to break down, which is why certain herbivores, like cows, have multiple stomach compartments. They spend a long time digesting so that they can extract as many carbohydrates.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Cows have to have the most boring fucking life ever. I don't know if cows are able to feel emotions and shit, but if they can, or if some of them can, they have to be fucking depressed. Because they live the most boring fucking lives ever, bro. Oh my God. Not to mention, you know, they just do the same shit over and over and over, then they get ate. You know, they get ate like a fucking burger.
Other nutrients as possible. But pandas, surprisingly, have a carnivore gut. They don't have the multi-chambered stomachs of ruminants, so of their nearly 100% diet of bamboo, they can only digest around 20% of it. This means they have to eat a lot of bamboo, up to 35 kilograms per day, which is also why they poop 40 times per day. The
Damn,
food
they
stays
poop
in
40
their
times
guts
a day?
little longer than most carnivores, but still.
Girl, I'd love to lay in a field, eat grass, shit, and sleep. Yeah, you say that now until you're fucking reliving the same fucking day over and over and over until you get put in a fucking slaughterhouse and shipped off. Packaged and getting ate by some 7-year-old in fucking Idaho.
This seems wildly inefficient. And not only do pandas have a digestive tract that looks like that of a carnivore, their gut microbes also match the pattern of carnivores. Gut microbiome diversity is highest in herbivores, then omnivores, with carnivores coming in last.
I live in a nice farm that cares
You'd
about
think
me.
that millions of years of only eating bamboo would introduce a bit of diversity into the panda's gut bacteria, but that's not the case. In fact, once panda cubs are weaned off their mother's milk and transition to eating bamboo, the diversity of their gut bacteria decreased. As the scientists write in their paper on the subject, a carnivorous digestive system fed with a bamboo-dominated diet is not a typical feature of evolution. But as dumb as this seems, there's usually a reason behind long-standing animal adaptations. And in this instance, starting to eat bamboo kind of made sense for pandas, sort of. Bamboo may be low in energy, but in southern China, when this adaptation came about, it was abundant.
Damn, look at all those trees and shit.
Quickly. Bamboo is one of the world's fastest growing plants, with one species growing more than 1 meter per day, and reaching its maximum height of 20 meters in just under 2 months. And the highest diversity of species of bamboo is in southern China. And as it so happens, it perfectly overlaps the limited territory that giant pandas exist in, even though they probably lived over a much wider range in the past. Bamboo is such a dominant species that in a bamboo forest, almost no other plant life grows. And not many other animals eat bamboo. So for any animal that can evolve to consume it, bamboo provides a bounty of food unlike anything else. But it does seem particularly weird for a meat eater to suddenly be okay going from eating delicious succulent meat to poisonous sticks. But scientists think pandas underwent another strange adaptation to make them fine with this. An adaptation that is as weird as it is sad. Around 4.2 million years ago, pandas lost the function of their T1R1 gene, which is what's involved in detecting umami flavors in meat, which are driven by...
The fuck you say?
Which is what's involved in detecting umami flavors...
Umami.
in meat, which are driven by L-glutamate. L-glutamate is an amino acid present in high quantities in protein, so it signals that something is especially full of calories and nutrition. And suddenly, pandas could no longer detect it, which probably made meat a lot less enticing, at least going by flavor.
Damn.
What a curse.
Interesting.
Likely at first, pandas just adapted to
Nigga
eat a
woke up
little
and ate
bit
a
of
steak.
bamboo
Nah,
due
dead
to
ass.
its abundance. And then, after a long time, they gradually lost their ability to enjoy meat.
That's actually
and
very
thus
interesting.
Lost most of their hunting instincts. They might have still eaten fruit for a while, and even today they'll eat fruit if you give them some, but almost no fruit grows in a bamboo forest. Given all
Why
of
do they
these
lose it?
factors,
I don't know,
some
man.
scientists
Evolution
think
is
that
a
pandas
crazy
were
thing.
probably eating nothing but bamboo as far back as 2.4 million years. But regardless of when it happened, a carnivore evolving to eat only bamboo is unprecedented evolutionarily speaking. In fact,
Yeah, and that's like also another thing. They're not just like an herbivore now. Like they damn near exclusively only eat bamboo. Like, like what the fuck?
eating only bamboo is kind of unthinkable.
Right?
Because even if there
Took
is
the
a
words right
bounty
out of my
bamboo,
mouth.
it's still toxic. Bamboo is full of cyanide in quantities high enough that eating it raw would kill most mammals. In fact, there have been numerous cases of poisoning among humans who accidentally ate raw bamboo
Wow.
or prepared it incorrectly. Other herbivores have a way to detoxify cyanide using an enzyme called mitochondrial rhodonase, because many plants use cyanide as a defense mechanism, and herbivores encounter it in small doses over their lifetime. But pandas have far less of this detoxification enzyme than normal herbivores. And yet these pandas are consuming up to 66 milligrams of cyanide every day, close to a fatal dose for humans, and they seem just fine. It might seem like they are too stupid to realize they're supposed to die, but it turns out they actually have a way to get around this poison that's different from the way most herbivores do it. When researchers looked more closely at the panda's gut bacteria, as diverse as it wasn't, they found an abundance of one unique and powerful bacteria, Pseudomonas fluorescens. This bacteria helps degrade cyanide compounds, which seems to completely protect the pandas. Plus, pandas are strategic in what parts of the bamboo they eat. Depending on the species of bamboo and time of year, the pandas may target different parts of the plant to avoid the highest dose of cyanide. This targeted feeding is also the case when it comes to nutrients. In fact, although 99% of the panda's diet is bamboo, a recent study found that they're actually eating the same amount of protein as carnivores. How? Because young bamboo shoots actually have a lot of protein in them, and so do the leaves at certain points in their life.
So you mean to tell me the same motherfuckers that be falling every 5 seconds, these clumsy ass bears, they smart enough to like detect like how much like poison inside of a fucking bamboo? Like okay, the bottom half of this side got the most poison, so I'm only gonna eat on this side. They able to detect that shit? These motherfuckers? The same motherfuckers that be falling every 5 seconds? What?
Life cycle. And pandas target these to get as much protein as wild cats do. In the end, their bamboo diet is 61% protein energy, 23% carb energy, and 16% fat. This is even reflected in panda milk, which has a higher ratio of protein than the milk of herbivorous mammals.
That's probably the smartest shit people ever said.
First, I'm kind of impressed that pandas found a way to cheat the system and turn a crappy food source into something usable. But this feeling doesn't last long, because even if pandas can technically get enough nutrients out of bamboo, they still have to eat an ungodly amount of it to get enough nutrients, spending pretty much their entire life doing nothing else but gorging
This nigga
on
sitting
it.
like Dave Blunt.
To cope with this, their metabolism has adapted to slow way down,
I'm
and
sorry.
they can't afford to move around that much.
I'm sorry.
They're fairly sedentary animals trying to hold on to every ounce of energy that they can. And while this is a somewhat effective evolutionary reaction, it doesn't solve all of their problems. The winters in China can be brutally cold.
Hey, hold up.
And
Pandas ain't got no tail. They don't even got the little ball. Like, at least grizzly bears be having like the little ball. They ain't got shit.
All of their problems. The winters in China can be brutally cold, and unlike other bear species that can pack on fat and hibernate for the winter, pandas can't afford to ever stop eating. So they just have to endure it, meaning they have to spend even more energy using thermoregulation to maintain a stable internal temperature. Eating bamboo became a positive feedback loop, requiring them to eat more and more bamboo. And it might also explain why they're so clumsy, or at least why they appear to be. Pandas look clumsy in part because they're always looking for the lowest energy way to get around. And sometimes the easiest way to get somewhere is to fall there. And they're
Yo, that's kind of funny, bruh.
Pandas look clumsy in part because they're always looking for the lowest energy way to get around. And sometimes the easiest way to get somewhere is to fall there.
That's
and
funny.
Their round shape just lends itself to rolling. Scientists think they might partly do this just for fun. So at this point in the panda story, it seems like they've found a sort of novel way to get enough nutrients. Something they don't have to compete with other species for, and is readily abundant. Which is sort of an evolutionary win as long as they
try to
can eat
preserve
enough
as
of
much
it.
energy as
But
they can.
there are still even more problems with this plan. Although they don't have to compete with other species much for bamboo, they still sort of have to compete with each other.
Seems stupid, but
and
they're smart.
because they
True.
need to eat so much of it, each wild panda keeps a large territory to themselves. They live solitary lives, using their sense of smell to avoid each other as
Oh wait, they
best
do
as
got a tail. Oh my god.
Solitary lives, using their sense of smell to avoid each other as best as they can.
Little
Male
flat booty
pandas
tail.
tend to have territories that are around 6.5
Smart
square
about them
kilometers,
rubbing shit on
while
themselves?
female
I don't know.
territories are usually about 4.5 square kilometers. This isn't a problem in itself. They don't seem to mind living solitary lives. However, it becomes a big problem when it's time to mate. Pandas only seek out other pandas in spring for mating, and female pandas have a fertility window of just 2 to 7 days per year, and conception has to be timed exactly.
So you mean to tell me the only chance you have at hitting it is in the spring, sometime in March, with a 2 to 7 day window time frame. And if you not coming correct between that 2 to 7 day time frame, nigga, you ain't getting no butt. You ain't getting no butt. It sucks for you. You ain't getting no butt. You're not mating. You're not reproducing. That's crazy. Interesting. Her reaction is my literal reaction. Speed gift.
Like, come on, guys. I'm actually just getting annoyed at this point. So when it's getting close to time to mate, pandas leave scent messages for one another by
Hey,
rubbing their scent
yo,
glands
what you
on trees,
doing,
rocks,
bruh?
and grass, and they just hope that other pandas get the message in time to hike miles over mountainous terrain.
Still
to
better
mate in a
chances than you.
minuscule 2-day window. If they succeed, which they rarely do, female pandas are pregnant for 5 months before giving birth to a tiny
that's a
cub
bird.
about 1/800th of their size. Half of panda pregnancies result in twins. Awesome. Except for the weaker of the two cubs is often abandoned. Pandas can typically only care for one infant at a time because the tiny cubs need constant and careful attention. I get that this happens in many animals, but this just seems like yet another way pandas are begging to go extinct. Their evolutionary path is just kind of an impossible one.
What the fuck?
But what about the poop thing? Could this maybe be the secret to their ongoing survival? Giant pandas in central China's Foping National Nature Reserve have been seen absolutely smearing horse poop all over their entire bodies, really focusing on their face and necks. Is this fun? Or is this some other weird adaptation that somehow helps them? Recently, scientists think they made a breakthrough in this horse poop mystery. They noticed that the pandas seemed to do this most when it was cold outside. Could it somehow be a way to keep them warm? Because pandas are fiercely protected, scientists rarely get access to do direct experiments with them. So for this scientific question, the researchers used mice.
Isn't it kind of funny? We have the luxury to like find out shit like that now. Like, why do pandas smear shit on them? Let's find out. Like, isn't that funny? Like, what the hell?
Mice in the poop compounds of interest and found that poop-treated mice walked on cold surfaces more readily and huddled together for warmth less. And what the researchers realized was that these poop compounds inhibit cold receptors in mice and also in pandas. Some experts argue that this could be a way for the pandas to endure those brutally cold winters while foregoing hibernation. But while it might be a coping mechanism, it seems like it could be an incredibly bad one. If their bodies no longer feel the sensation of cold, this could prevent them from seeking shelter, and would actually be incredibly dangerous. Because of this, some scientists aren't convinced, and they think the pandas just really like poop for fun. So at best, this behavior is weird and gross, and at worst,
you think
it's
niggas over there be
stupid
eating
and
panda
maybe
meat?
suicidal.
I hope not.
Horse poop is probably not the secret sauce to their unlikely ongoing survival. I know I'm kind of joking about all of this, but it really looks like pandas are just
Dude, holy shit. This actually looks like Ryan. I'm so fucking serious. Oh my god. This actually looks just like Ryan, bro. It's the fucking eyes. I'm seeing it.
Really bad at surviving.
It's the eyes.
It looks like they exploited the environmental niche of bamboo, but at a great cost, basically dooming themselves. Because of all of this, certain simulations make some scientists think that pandas have been on the decline for thousands of years or even longer. Some argue that if humanity had never existed, the panda would still go extinct in the very near future. It's undeniable that they are slow to adapt,
Can't tell me
and
it's
that
not
their
Ryan.
very specific niche puts them at a disadvantage if any single thing in that environment changes. But humans are really, really good at changing the environment. So even if pandas have been declining without humans, humans have undoubtedly made it worse. Panda population decline accelerated rapidly in the 1700s, when agriculture and human civilization expanded rapidly in central China. And ever since then, panda habitat has been wildly fragmented. Dams, roads, and railways divide panda habitats, making it even more difficult for them to find each other to mate, and reducing the amount of bamboo forests needed for them to get enough food. This, along with poaching, absolutely slashed panda numbers. Today, only around 1,800 pandas are left in the wild. Regardless, if we don't
1,800 pandas, my nigga? Not even 18,000? 1,800. 1,800. 1,800 pandas? This is bad. This is bad. Imagine seeing a panda in Wyoming. Where you at, Lee?
Intervene, pandas would absolutely go extinct.
Is there a Lee here?
Captive breeding programs have saved pandas from the brink of oblivion, and now humans are working to create corridors between forest reserves to link up wild pandas once again.
The day pandas go extinct, I'm
spend
going.
A ridiculous amount of money trying to keep an animal that seems to want to go extinct alive? Yes. But is it maybe our responsibility to try? Also yes. Evolution did them dirty, but so did we. Sometimes we just have to take care of the idiots amongst us. My favorite part of studying biology is looking at
I thought it was the end of the video. My bad.
these
sorry.
evolutionary questions.
I'm ready.
The big causes and effects
throwing in a
that
little
shape
promo.
every animal on Earth. How competitive pressure and genetic mutations led to the supremely weird bamboo diet for pandas. How a drying climate caused ants to become fungus farmers.
Ew.
How becoming upright animals allowed us to become extremely smart animals. The path to higher intelligence in humans is unlike anything else in the animal kingdom.
You think if
And
cavemen
it's
had
something I've explored
the
in
luxury of
depth in a
getting
5-part
BBLs, they'd get
Nebula
one?
Original miniseries called Becoming Human.
I fucking knew it. I told you. She be slipping in these fucking promos, these fucking ads. I was ready. Fuck, man. Fuck her. No, I'm just playing. I fuck with her heavy. But damn, that's crazy. Good vid, bro. Very good vid. I haven't watched a vid from her in a while, bro. I remember I used to be watching her vids damn near like every stream, bruh. We were watching like lizard videos. Like, I don't know if we ever watched the shark one. Did we ever watch an orca one? I think so. We watched like an orca one. We watched gorillas. We watched kangaroo. The kangaroo, bro. The kangaroo one is the first one that I watched. That shit is amazing. That is the best video I've seen in like forever. That's got to be a top 5 video of all time. That shit, like, whenever somebody wants to know about kangaroos, I will forever show them that video. That shit is fire. Banger. I felt like I was in class, like school, just learning. That shit was so fire, bro. That kangaroo video was amazing. But yeah, I haven't really seen her dropping. I don't know. Damn, she drops pretty consistently too. I just haven't been tapped in. Damn, the last time I watched a video from her was 9 months ago. No way it's been that long. No way. No way. Oh, they got the chimpanzee. We gotta watch that sometime. Not now, but soon. Damn. Damn, chimpanzee is gonna be fire, eh? I be watching this kangaroo named the baby. He always trying to fight. What? What the hell? I hate kangaroos. The motherfuckers ignorant, bro. You know what's crazy? They be like drowning. They be drowning dogs in the water and shit. Like that's nuts to me, bro. That shit is fucking nuts to me, bro.